What is the ultimate price of a dream in Hollywood? It's not just hard work or rejection, it's something far more sinister. It's watching a billionaire swoop in, write a check for $8 billion, and hand your life's ambition to someone else without a second thought. This isn't a movie plot. This is the devastating reality Kim Kardashian is facing right now, in a story of betrayal, power, and a revenge scheme so brutal, it could only happen at the highest levels of money and fame. For over a decade, Kim Kardashian has had one singular, publicly stated Hollywood dream: to be a Bond girl. This wasn't a passing comment. It was a goal she voiced back in 2011 and has repeated for years, including on her own show just this year. She didn't just want the title, she worked for it. She took acting classes, she pushed herself into projects like American Horror Story. She was trying to build the credibility to be taken seriously for that exact role. This was her endgame, the final step to cement her legacy beyond reality, television, and into cinematic history. But dreams mean nothing when a richer, more powerful player decides to change the game. That player is Jeff Bezos. The Amazon founder didn't just want to produce the next James Bond movie. He bought the entire studio behind it, MGM, for a staggering $8 billion. When you write that check, you don't make suggestions, you make demands. And the demand, according to every insider in Hollywood, is that his wife, Lauren Sanchez, will be the next Bond girl. He's calling her his muse. He's allegedly obsessed with the idea. This isn't a casting call, it's a coronation funded by a fortune so vast it can rewrite reality itself. Imagine being Kim. You've spent years speaking this goal into existence, doing the work, and networking with the very people who could make it happen. You consider Jeff and Lauren allies, even friends. Lauren once wore your SKIMS brand to space. For God's sake, you think you're in the inner circle. And then, with one signature on a check, the man you thought was a friend snatches your dream and personally hands it to his wife. It's not just a rejection, it's a humiliation of the highest order. It's a message that in this world, money doesn't just talk, it screams, and it tells you to sit down. But as shocking as this is, it's only half the story. Because the Bond betrayal is actually the second time Jeff Bezos has allegedly taken a Kardashian dream and gifted it to another woman. And to understand the true depth of this Hollywood nightmare, you have to look at what happened with SKIMS first. A betrayal that proves this wasn't an accident. It was a pattern. The Bond girl snub is brutal, but to truly understand the depth of this betrayal, you have to rewind to an even more personal financial backstab. This story begins with what Kim and her mother, Kris Jenner, thought was their biggest power move yet, securing Jeff Bezos as the billionaire backer for their empire. The plan was simple and utterly brilliant. They would pitch Bezos on the future of SKIMS. They laid out the vision: global domination, storefronts on every corner, a lingerie and shapewear empire worth tens of billions. Kris, the master negotiator, presented the numbers, the sales records, the cultural impact. Kim was the face, the proof of concept, and Jeff, he played the part perfectly. He nodded, he smiled, he hyped them up, he made them believe he was all in. The whispers were everywhere. Where was Kim getting the capital for her massive new private equity firm? The answer everyone assumed was Jeff Bezos. It was the only thing that made sense. This wasn't just a small investment, this was a partnership that would launch the Kardashian brand into the stratosphere of legitimate, old money billionaires. They weren't just selling jeans anymore. They were building a legacy, and they thought Jeff was the key. But the check never came. Instead, Jeff Bezos took the entire blueprint, the strategy, the market analysis, the vision that Kris Jenner herself laid at his feet, and he handed it to someone else. That someone was Sweeney. Out of nowhere, news breaks that Bezos and his camp are backing Sweeney and her partners to launch their own lingerie line. This wasn't just a competing brand, it was a direct replica of the SKIMS playbook, but with the full financial and logistical might of Amazon behind it. It was positioned as the younger, fresher, more authentic answer to SKIMS. Kim didn't just lose an investor, she watched her own business plan be executed by her rival, funded by her supposed ally. Think about the sheer audacity of that move. Kim and Kris invited a wolf into their henhouse, showed him all their best eggs, and then watched as he took those eggs and gave them to another farmer. This is the context that makes the Bond girl situation so much more sinister. It's not an isolated incident. It's part of a calculated pattern. First, he takes her business dream and gives it to Sydney Sweeney. Now, he takes her Hollywood dream and gives it to his wife. The message is clear. Your ideas are good, but they're not for you. They're for people I deem more worthy. This is more than betrayal. It's a systematic dismantling of ambition by a power so vast, it feels utterly hopeless to fight against. So, how did this happen? How does a family famous for controlling every narrative, for always being one step ahead, get so thoroughly outmaneuvered? The theory is as shocking as it is simple. Jeff Bezos didn't just betray the Kardashians, he studied them. He learned their playbook by getting close to the mastermind herself, Kris Jenner, and then he used their own strategies against them with the cold, calculated precision of a sociopathic genius. Think about it. The Kardashian empire is built on a few core principles: leverage personal relationships for business deals, always control the narrative, and never let anyone see you sweat. Kris Jenner is the architect of this system. For years, she's been the general moving her daughters around the chessboard of fame. And according to this theory, Bezos cozying up to Kim wasn't just a friendship, it was corporate espionage. He was in the war room, watching the general plan her next moves. He heard the grand vision for SKIMS' global domination. He listened to Kim's acting aspirations and her specific target, James Bond. He saw the entire roadmap. And then he executed. But he didn't execute with them, he executed for himself. He took the SKIMS blueprint and gave it to Sydney Sweeney, a rising star with a squeaky clean image, creating a competitor from within his own camp. Then, he acquired the one property Kim wanted most, MGM, and installed his own wife as the star. This isn't just business. This is a complete and total hostile takeover of someone's ambition. He used the Kardashian strategy of leveraging personal connection for gain, but he did it on a billion-dollar scale they simply can't match. He didn't just beat them at their own game, he bought the entire stadium and changed the rules. The aftermath is a devastating portrait of power dynamics. Kim Kardashian, who just a year ago was glowing with post-divorce confidence and talking about bigger rooms, now looks drained. The swagger is gone. Meanwhile, Lauren Sanchez has undergone a meteoric transformation. She's no longer just the girlfriend, she's the wife, the potential Bond girl, the woman whose career is being launched into the stratosphere by the sheer force of her husband's wallet. The power has visibly shifted. Kim is on the outside looking in, watching her dreams be lived by someone else, and there is absolutely nothing she can do about it. The one thing the Kardashians never banked on was someone with more power, more money, and a ruthlessness that dwarfed their own. In the end, this is more than just gossip. It's a stark lesson in the brutal hierarchy of power. Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner are masters of their universe, but their universe has limits. Jeff Bezos operates in a galaxy where the rules simply do not apply. He demonstrated that no amount of cunning, branding, or reality television mastery can compete with someone who can literally buy the studio, the franchise, and the starring role for his wife. He didn't just reject Kim, he made her a footnote in his own power fantasy. The real tragedy here isn't the loss of a movie role or a business investor. It's the exposure of a devastating truth. In the world of the ultra-rich and powerful, your dreams are just another asset for them to trade. Your ambitions are merely market research for their next move. Kim Kardashian built an empire on selling the illusion of access and influence, but Jeff Bezos revealed that her influence has a ceiling and he's living far above it. This saga leaves us with a haunting question. Can Kim Kardashian recover from this, or has she been permanently outclassed? The woman who taught the world how to monetize every aspect of her life has now been schooled in a much darker game, one where the price of admission is $1 billion she doesn't have. Her path forward is murky, but one thing is crystal clear. In the battle for Hollywood's soul, the winner isn't the one with the best fame game, but the one with the deepest pockets. If this shocking story of power and betrayal left you speechless, you need to subscribe to Hot Sip, where the tea is always fresh. We serve the hottest celebrity secrets daily, and you won't want to miss what we're spilling next.